Okay, awesome. I've managed to fix the title so it wasn't the previous one. Sorry about that. So welcome back to my stream of Thousand Year Old Vampire. We're going to try and kick off right where we're going to start right where we left off with this final prompt that we had, which your knowledge of old things becomes a strength.
Awesome.
Now, if my PDF actually loads, we'll be able to get to the prompt and get underway. If you've been enjoying this series, by all means, please leave a like and a comment and tell me what you've liked about it, what you haven't. I've kind of been quite relaxed about how this has gone. There's been no need to rush through it. It's just a nice, contained story and everything in between. So let's do a little bit of a recap from what we can remember. So, Jacques was an orphan that got adopted by a noble family, wasn't he? He had a childhood friend, Michael, a sister, Jasna, and a father that I can't remember the name of. His father wasn't very nice to him and disinherited him and everything, and kind of went with the emotion of, I've adopted you, that's enough, which wasn't very nice. Now, Marlican, when he turned 18, I think, not Marlican, Jacques, our vampire, when he turned 18, he tried to move out. So went to his father and said, look, I'll move out, just give me some money, and then you don't have to ever see me again. That's fine. But what he did was the place he moved into had a mysterious little lockbox underneath the bed. So he looked into the lockbox, opened it up, and a ghost came out. The ghost of a baron. I can't remember the baron's name. A ghost jumped out, went through us, and cursed us to an eternal unlife as a vampire. Now, in our bloodless fury, when Michael came by to check in on us, we ended up killing him. We weren't fully conscious when we did, but we were conscious when we saw his head on the floor. Now, this shocked us, so we went off to Jasna because we thought she's the only one that would understand. We told her, and she didn't understand. No one could understand that. So she was going to betray us. She was going to go tell father. And in our rage, we tried to protect ourselves. We bit her. And she ended up becoming a vampire too. So I assume she hates me. We've not seen her for a while. She did try and make the town riot against me, but luckily I managed to escape. Then we met the Pope, who's a hag, masquerading as a hag. Hag masquerading as the Pope, sorry. So that was eventful. Then we stayed in Venice, I think, for a little while, with Millie and Billy, the butchers, where Billy definitely only just tripped down the stairs. So Billy tripped down the stairs. That's all we'll say on the matter. And what happened after that? Then we decided to be on a merchant ship. There was a war happening, so we hid in a cave for a while. And then we thought, well, our mind started to get a bit twisted. So we started to think, maybe in my original life, I was a merchant, and that's why I remember being on a merchant ship. Hundreds of years have passed now, and we are now in China, and we are currently residing in a mental hospital, an insane asylum, and we're feeding on the patients because if they speak out against us, well, who are they going to believe? A sane, innocent nurse or an insane patient that's there for a reason? It's a bit evil, and that brings us to the other thing. There's a lot. It's to do with vampires. This is not meant to be a light, fluffy RPG game. So if a lot of the things of self-harm, abuse, body mutilation, all that sort of stuff does freak you out, I would advise you to stop watching, because I don't know what's going to happen. This is a prompt-based thing, and I will write what I think our character would do. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it in any way, because I'm not that great a writer, so I've got to write in bland forms. However, if anyone is watching, just before we start, I've managed to get to the prompt, I'm going to let you into a little secret. I've decided that this year I'm going to be participating in MCM Comic Con. I'm going to go, and this will be the first year I'm doing full cosplay. Now, I've been reading the Stormlight Archive recently, and I've been mocking up a design for one of the shard blades. If you've read the Stormlight Archive, you'll know that this is the shard blade that is owned by Adolin Colin. He's pretty much the only blonde-haired character other than like Renarin and maybe Teft. And I've got like a blue military coat already. So, if you want, leave a comment on this video, and I'll share progress updates, or I might do just a full-length video of me making this. This will be the first prop of this scale. It is going to be 150 centimeters, 1.5 meters in length, so it is going to be a very large sword. I'm going to make it out of foam with maybe a bamboo or just wooden dowel core, running to the tip, ending about there. And it should be good. I've got a plan, and I can't see why we wouldn't be all right for this. So if you want to actually see how this turns out, please leave a comment. I'll share updates, and I'll make a full-length creation video once it is made, although that will probably be a month from now, given that Comic-Con is in November. But yes, with all that said and done, let's go ahead. So, your knowledge of old things becomes a strength. Based on a checked skill, what knowledge do you share with contemporary morals? Check a skill, create a resource. So, we need to look at a checked skill. Okay. So, let's have a think. What things in our current situation, trying to con the people around us into thinking that we're proper nurses in a mental hospital, what could we do? I'm trying to think. So, the last prompt before that, we ended up getting a medicine skill. So I think whatever we do, that might be the one we check, unless we do something with cooking, which I'm not too sure how we'd approach that. Let's think. I think I might do something to do with bloodthirsty. Maybe we're in an era where meat is a lot more commonly eaten instead of it kept to nobility. I don't know. This is a really difficult one. Maybe it's something to do with charisma. Knowledge of old things becomes a strength based on a checked skill. What knowledge do you share with contemporary mortals, not morals? Sorry, with contemporary mortals. I'm gonna have to do something like charisma. So it'll be just like chivalry, I think, maybe. Like, chivalry's back, and they see me as quite a charming person, so they're more likely to listen to me and believe my ropes, basically. Yeah, let's do that. So, it seems that my now old-fashioned based on my now old-fashioned charisma, I am seen as... Is that how you spell chivalrous? I don't know. This is really testing my spellings. I'm seen as chivalrous and polite. This aids me well, since I have been able to lie my way into my current position at the hospital. So this has come at the cost of hiding food for the staff. It wouldn't be Christmas in the staff New Year's for the staff New Year's celebration. There we go. We can check cooking because let's be honest, cooking will be quite a useless skill for us to keep unchecked. So what resource can we get? How about loyal co-workers? Yeah, loyal co-workers. Okay. So, now that we've done that, let's put these back and let's open up our memories tab. Oh, we've got a lot of memories, don't we? Okay. So this is prompt 57. Now we need to write our experience that we have that's led to our journal. So, people are finding my old rather charming. I have used that and my I have used that and my cooking to prepare food for the staff New Year's party. They now trust me completely. Because why would a vampire cook for people? It might be a bit bland, not having any garlic in or anything. Okay. I don't really want to put this in any of the memories I've got, but I'm going to have to. Now, I want to put this in a memory of me earning people's trust to eventually betray them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take memory 2 and memory 5 and I'm going to write them in my diary. So what I do here, it's been a while, so I cut that, I go into my little diary file. There we go. Bosh. And then I go down to memory 5. I cut that. And then let's put that down. Bosh. There we go. So those memories won't be forgotten unless I lose my diary. Now, hopefully we don't lose our diary because we love our diary. Our diary has the only memory of Michael at all, I think. Let's double check if we still have a memory of Michael somewhere. I really hope we do. Mikhail, or whatever his was. Yeah. My only memory of Michael is there. I ate Michael. That's it. Our childhood love was destroyed, and all we can remember is that they were named Michael and that we ate them. In all fairness, that's probably all we need to remember. Okay. So now that we've done that, let's roll our dice. We're using a D10 and a D6. We're doing D10 minus D6. So on average, we'll move forwards in the prompts. I can't remember how many more prompts there are in the book. There are quite a few, so we definitely aren't near the end. Let's try and get through 7 prompts today, so 6 more. Oh, okay. So that's a 9 on the D10 and a 5 on the D6. So let's move to prompt 61. Okay. Someone reminds you of a beloved character long... Oh, God. Someone reminds you of a beloved character long dead. Check a skill to curry their acquaintance. Create a mortal character. It's going to have to be one of my co-workers. And I'm genuinely very close to dying. If you guys haven't been here for any of the previous sessions, basically how you can tell if our vampire is dead is the game will either just say you die or the game is over, or we've run out of stills and resources to check. We've only got one of each left, so this isn't going well. And with this prompt, it doesn't look like we're going to get much more because we're going to have to check our medicine. So, yeah. This is not turning out great for our little vampire man. Which, I don't know, some of you might think that's good because he isn't the nicest person at the moment. So, you know, could be worth it. Alright. Sorry reminds you of a beloved character long dead. So I also need to create a mortal character. We don't have many characters alive either. The characters don't affect whether we live or die. It just kind of affects who's in our story. So what should this new character's name be? I think something like Benji or Benjamin. Yeah. Benjamin. I know he's meant to be Chinese, but he could be an exchange student. There we go. Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to change the name. I'm going to Google up to see if we can figure one out. You know what? Why don't we go for Ping from Mulan? Yes. There we go. Ping. He reminds us of Michael. Be him. He died over 200 years ago. I think it was almost 200 years ago, if my maths is correct in my head. Yeah. So, who is Ping? Is Ping a co-worker? Is Ping like a patient? Or is Ping just a neighbour? A friendly neighbour? What if it's a patient and that's why we have to use medicine, so then we make him better? One of my patients. Something is off. One of my patients reminds me of someone I once knew. I can't place who or can't place who or where. Who, where, or when. I can't remember who, where, or when they were from, but I was close to them. I can't let Ping be a victim of my cursed life. Okay? We use all the knowledge I use all of the knowledge I've collected to try and make him better so that he can leave this place. Thank you. Thank you. I won't forget what you've done for me. I'll never forget you, Jacques. Moment. A wave of surged my mind. Where childhood friends. To help me when I changed. But I wasn't me anymore. What have I become? What? There we go. So, something is off. One of my patients reminds me of someone I once knew. I can't place who, where, or when they were from, but I was close to them. I can't let Ping be a victim of my cursed life. I used all the knowledge I have collected to try and make him better so that he can leave this place. Thank you. I won't forget what you have done for me. I'll never forget you, Jacques. At that moment, a wave of memory surged my mind. We were childhood friends. He tried to help me when I changed, but I wasn't me anymore. What have I become? What sacrifices have been made? How many more must die by my hands? There we go. Ping is now our mortal ally. Colour, green. You are mortal. You have been given life. So we checked our skill of medicine. So we genuinely only have one more lifeline. Yeah, not going well. This our session could end today, frankly, given how poorly our vampire is surviving right now. But let's see what more we can do with this story. Ping. I feel like this experience those questions have to stay in our mind. Right, there we go. This is going here. Yeah. Because I think ping is going to need more than just that one experience memory. So, with that prompt out the way, that's a 10 on the D10 and a 6 on the D6. So let's go to prompt 65. There we go. Okay. A possession turns out to have financial value as an antique. Trade your oldest resource for 2 contemporary resources. Jeepers. Okay. Well, my oldest resource is loyal friends, loyal co-workers. So, I can't really do that. Now, if I can try and remember how my gold pendant was checked, because it might be that I still have it, I just used it. Because I think that to be more accurate, I would sell this pendant that I don't remember what it's for. So yeah, we're going to bend the rules a little bit, and we're going to say that we sold our family pendant in this prompt. There we go. 65. Because what I'm saying is in this prompt, it doesn't mention anything about it being a checked or unchecked resource. So, as far as I'm saying, this is fine. One morning, while struggling to get to sleep, I decide to look through my old options from my travels, seeing if I can remember my past, my story. A gold necklace with an engraving on the back. JR. Who's that? I have no recollection. Wonder what it's worth. Okay. So, if I'm trading that in, what 2 resources could I get? So, I think something like £50. No. I think I would get something from where I am. So I'm going to say, I'm going to get a Chinese fan. Something from where I am. I think that makes sense. And a fair amount of money. Yeah, those are my new resources. Wow. Ooh. Wow, I didn't expect it to be that much. Apparently it to the Raman. The Raman family. A large royal family based in Germany. It is said that when Jezera birthed a bastard child, she was ordered to send him to the streets. Of fear for her day. She gave into a family. But unfortunately, it seems that all of the children in that family disappeared. Many think they died. Many think they died of natural means, but others believe that they were cursed. Awesome. So the pendant was from somebody called Jezra Ramna. I'm going to say it instead of Raman. Ramna. So it belonged to Jezra Ramna. She birthed an illegitimate child in the family, and the father, the well, the husband. There we go. The husband said, "This kid can't stay in our house. You've got to send him to the streets to an orphanage." Jezra wouldn't let that happen, so she gave him to a noble family. And it seems all the children have either died of natural means, or people say that they were cursed. I think that's going to be good enough for that prompt. I like that because it gives backstory to where Jacques could have come from, given that this was his pendant that was around his neck for as long as he can remember. He just knows that it was from his old family, right? But he doesn't know. He now doesn't know where he came from, which I think is a little bit sad, to be honest. I could use some money. Chiang Mai. I find an old pendant that I barely recognize. So I'm writing the experience is I could use some money. While searching my belongings, I find an old pendant that I barely recognise. The pendant belonged to the illegitimate child of the Ramna family, who seemingly was cursed. Was I the one who cursed them? Why? I think that's good enough. I like that. I like how that kind of twists a lot of things. Honestly, I think I'm just going to forget about the Pope. I don't think they're going to come back. If they do, it's been over 200 years. Honestly, I can forget them. All right. So that has given us 2 more resources, which is really useful because it just means we have more chances to live. If something asks us to check a skill and we don't have any skills to check, then we can check a resource, but that means something has gone terribly wrong. So we've rolled an 8 on the D10 and a 2 on the D6. So let's go to prompt 71. Yeah. Come on, load. Sorry about how slow this PDF loads. It's just because of the format I've got it in, and when I'm streaming, my computer kind of does die a lot, so I'm impressed that it's still alive at this point. Right, an immortal character is being destroyed by mortals. How do you come to find out about this? What did you lose? Create a skill based on a memory. create an immortal character if necessary. So what immortal characters do we know? So we know the Pope. We know Baron Carmichael, who's the ghost that cursed us. And we know our sister Yasna. Now, I do kind of want to keep Yasna alive. And given that we've just forgotten about the Pope, maybe there's like a... Because that would go across the world. We're nowhere near the Vatican. We're in somewhere in rural China and a port city, I think. So maybe the Pope got found out. They're like, should he live for 200 years? I don't think that's right, is it? No. So maybe they're like, okay, yeah, let's kill him, because he's not the Pope. He's a hag. The hag being someone with evil magic. I'm not just calling the Pope mean names, don't worry. I have no issues with Pope or religion in that respect. This is just part of a joke relating to the story that we're telling. It's all fiction. Don't worry. Give me a sec. Okay, so so how did we find out about the Pope being killed? Now, it would have been a massive riot that probably would have led to it. So it would be in worldwide news. So I was reading the newspaper this morning and I read a story about how the current Pope, who has been the Pope for over 200 years, or maybe they got murdered. Let's try and... What was the prompt again? An immortal character is being destroyed by mortals. What did you lose? It was being the Pope for over 200 years. What did I just do? There we go. Was murdered the other night in his sleep. Despite the oddity of the Pope's long lifespan, people believed that it was just a blessing from God. It seems that with his death, the magic / curse was removed, causing his long life, his eternal youth, to catch up to him. How this happened. There are now riots in the streets with people saying that bringing the final judgment upon them. I vaguely remember meeting this Pope. How could I forget? It's really annoying that the Pope comes up now after I've already forgotten my original encounter with the Pope. But yeah, I'm going to use kind of I'm just going to kind of blag it that I still vaguely remember it because I think it makes sense. Like, I will have to remember that. Like, I'm reminded by the prompt that, oh, the Pope, I did meet them. How could I forget and they also left me a still bleeding wound. They left me. Still bleeding like it just happened. All right. There we go. Let's kill the Pope. Dead. So now we need to write a more concise experience about this. I might have to forget Yasna. What memories do I already have of Yasna? Yeah, I do remember her. She is mentioned at least once. So that's fine. As long as I can remember her, I'm fine deleting the other memories. Because I want to remember that the shame of me turning her, because I never meant to. Well, I don't think I intended to. So, 71. Pope was murdered. Him as being I'm reminded of our meeting centuries ago. That wound still bleeds. Okay. Just saying again, don't have anything against organised religion, don't have anything against the Pope. This is just how Jacques has found him. These are just the situation Jacques has found himself in. So don't feel like I'm trying to sully it at all. This is just the story that is being made. All right. We seem to be on a fairly decent roll today. We've already done 4, and it's been about 50 minutes. So we're getting on quite well. Do I get anything else from that prompt? Create a skill based on a memory. There we go. I forgot to do that. Sorry about this. Check. So I can create a skill, which is good, because it means that it takes longer for things to just go horribly wrong, since I've got no skills left. What would the skill be? Maybe it's like a poker face, because the Pope was lying for so long. Like, I've managed to learn that. Yeah, there we go. I like that. All right. Let's roll our die. Okay, so that's a 1 on the D10 and a 3 on the D6. That's really annoying because that puts us in danger of getting this one, which is a game over statement. Okay, so we are now at prompt 69. Nice. You bond with an ancient enemy character over your shared past, finding in it something more comprehensible than this modern world. Check a skill, you become friends. Share a resource and gain a resource that is shared with you. Well, there's only one immortal character that I can see myself actually becoming friends with. There's no chance I'd be friends with the Baron Carmichael. But I might become friends with Yasna, you know? Yeah. Yeah. I think maybe she initially tried to hunt me down, but then when she met me, she realized how I've got it. There we go. Right. So let's fix the text because it doesn't format properly in PDF. Nope. Okay. I spend my day to my patients. After the long day's work, I head to my room. The door is unlocked. Lies. I left my diary on the desk. Open. I have to prepare to leave if any of my workers have read it. Slowly, I slowly open the door, just enough for... Ooh, yeah. Fit my hand through with a mirror. Still in the room, but one's there. I enter. Shit. In my panic, I hadn't considered the possibility of another vampire to be here. Not only was it a vampire, but it was Jasna. I need to change it to... But it is Jasna. Is she here to... Nope, can't put that on YouTube. End me. In all fairness, fair. Kill me? Just kill me? To be honest, that possibility calms me. I'm tired. I don't want to keep hiding. I want to be free. Let my nation fly. Is she crying? She looks up as soon as she realizes that someone that I'm standing by the door with a look of horror and confusion on my face. Okay. Didn't think you'd be here. I didn't think I didn't think you'd find me, I said. Honestly, neither did I. All these years I have let myself be led by anger. Instantly tail. Never letting myself see anything else. I came here to kill you. I know. I won't stop you. It's the least I can do. But now, I find myself unable. I read your diary. You loved him, didn't you? Yes. I did. I can't forgive myself. Okay. I think I'm going to leave that prompt there. I don't want to write too much more. I want to leave more of it unsaid, so on looking back you can kind of think, oh, this is how it'd play out. So, I spent my day tending to my patients. After the long day's work, I head to my room. The door's unlocked. I realise I left my diary on the desk open. I have to prepare to leave if any of my co-workers have read it. Slowly, I open the door. Just enough for me to fit my hand through with a mirror. I scan the room, but no one's there. I enter. Shit! In my panic, I hadn't considered the possibility of another vampire being here. Not only is it a vampire, but it's Yasna. Is she here to kill me? To be honest, that possibility calms me. I'm tired. I don't want to keep hiding. I want to be free. Let my imagination fly. Is she crying? She looks up as soon as she realises that I'm standing at the door, with a look of horror and confusion on my face. I didn't think you'd find me, I said. Honestly, neither did I. All these years, I've let myself be led by anger, constantly chasing your tail, never letting myself see anything else. I came here to kill you. I know. I won't stop you. It's the least I can do. But now, I find myself unable. I read your diary. You loved him, didn't you? Yes, I did. I can't forgive myself. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to edit her character saying, she found me and we have come to accept that we need each other. Okay. So, what do I need to do? I share a resource. Okay, so what resource would I share? I'd probably share like the co-workers. I'd say like, oh yeah, you can work with me because we've got a pretty good shindig going on. And she shares a resource with me. Maybe it's like a maybe it's like a vial of something. Maybe it's like sunscreen. What if it is? Vial of sunscreen. Yes. That's what she shares with me. I now can go in the sun. Yes. For a short amount of time, but I can go in the sun. That's good. Damn, I forgot all of Yasna's stuff because, this is just how it turns out. I like do it all and then I forget, and then to be honest, I'm probably gonna add it to memory 4 because it's kind of the I'm okay with dying part. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. 69. Nice. Yasna found me. I won't resist a simple end, but finds self pitying me. We find common ground. There we go. Yeah, that's really annoying because that would have been like the perfect end to like kind of the Asuna story arc. But I guess I'll add it here. But that's fine. Right. Do I need to do anything else for this one? No, what I will do is I will mark the shared resource as shared. So co-workers shared with Yasna. So she's now working with me. That's fine. We're happy with that. We're now we're now better. Okay, no, we are now friends. Okay, so that's a 6 on the D10 and a 3 on the D6. So that means we're back at 71. Okay. So, how were you unintentionally responsible for his kill? Oh, the Pope's killing. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. What minor benefit do you get? This is going to have to be a kind of reflection on something I did in the past for being responsible for his killing. That's an interesting one. Let me just count the prompts because I might think on that for a few days. It depends. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be our 6th prompt. So we've got 2 more prompts for today. So that should do us nicely. Right, 71B. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so the news of the Pope's death has brought back some old memories. The story of him stabbing me and me fleeing didn't end there. That night, I went back to his carriage. On the door, I wrote in the blood that seemed to never end. Unholy. That was exactly what was scratched into his chest the night he was murdered. Someone must have noticed and done some looking into it, passing the information down through the shins. The Pope constantly playing catch up. How many people must he have killed to keep it a secret? Fortunately, it was over. The secret was out. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Because that'd be something that I did in Rage with the blood that was in the shoulder that's still bleeding, and unholy on the carriage door. So let's read it out. The news of the Pope's death has brought back some old memories. The story of him stabbing me and me fleeing didn't end there. That night, I went back to his carriage. On the door, I wrote in the blood that seemed to never end, "Unholy." That was exactly what was scratched into his chest the night he was murdered. Someone must have noticed and done some looking into it. Passing the information down through the generations, the Pope constantly playing catch up. How many people must he have killed to keep that secret? Fortunately, it was over. The secret was out. 71B. That is not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to grab that. I remember the night the stabbed me. I wrote holy in blood on his carriage. This seems to have. This seems to have caused his death. A generation spanning sea coming to light. There we go. Bosh. It's really annoying that I don't have the original prompt of me meeting the Pope, which is like down here. Yeah, prompt 15. Yeah. It's frustrating, but that's the game. I've done it where I still can vaguely remember, given that these events are directly tied in with the man in question. I think it makes sense. That's a 5 on the D10 and a 2 on the D6. So let's go to prompt 74. Oh, that's a great... This would have been the last prompt of today's session. But I guess we're dead. Oh, no. Oh, Lord. Okay. Yep. I guess that's fair. 74, right? Yeah. 74. Okay. You're physically trapped in a place from which you will never be rescued. What do you think about for the first 1,000 years? Oh, God. So, oh, jeepers. Okay. This is going to be... Oh, ooh. That's an interesting prompt. So I'm going to do a bit of a time jump here. I'm going to say my vampire lived for like almost 1,000 years itself. To the point that Yasna died while I was out. Yeah. So I'm going to say Yasna died and I was in... I was trying to like get some transport. It was modern day and I hid in... like a metal box locked. No. Who's alive? Ping will die. Ping's gone. I think maybe Yasna and I, after about 1,000 years. Okay. I've got an idea. almost a millennia has passed. Come on, you're telling me that millennia is spelt wrong? There we go. Some millennia has passed. It's 2017. Me and Yasna have travelled the world, sharing stories. Ruthlessly killing. We find ourselves in New York. No, this is going to have to be found. We found ourselves in New York. We loved it there. Except I found some unseemly people. Vampire hunters. Apparently, they heard rumors that there was a vampire in New York. They had me in an alley. Luckily, that shoulder wound appears to never heal. Truly saved me. How would a vampire have a wound like this? I asked the men. Go on. In fact. I just escaped one, in fact. Her name is Yasna. To kill me. But managed to scare her off. should be nearby. At that, Tuz took off to hunt my sister. Trade her for my own life. Coward. You coward. Yelled as she You coward, Yasin yelled as she found when she found me after barely escaping the vampire hunters alive. You'll pay for this. I've never been able to match her. I've never been able to match her fighting capability. She won't even while healing from numerous wounds. I'm writing this in the final page of my diary. I am not dead. And that would have been a mercy. Mercy I do not deserve. I'm writing this in the final page of my diary. I'm not dead. That would have been a mercy I do not deserve. I am locked in a solid steel box. Chucked into the bottom of the ocean, never to be found again. Going to go to sleep. Hopefully, never to wake. I see the faces of all those I killed, just so I could live one more day, one more moment. Why? Did I actually want to live? Why? Did I actually want to live? Or was I just scared? Probably the latter. I've lived the life of a fool and a coward. Even this end is too kind. Good night. Okay, let's read this again. Almost a millennia has passed. It's 2017. Me and Yasna have travelled the world, sharing stories, ruthlessly killing. We found ourselves in New York. We loved it there, except I found some unseemly people, vampire hunters. Apparently, they heard Apparently, they heard rumours that there was a vampire in New York. They had cornered me in an alley. Luckily, that shoulder wound, cursed to never heal, actually saved me. How would a vampire have a wound like this? I asked the men. I just escaped one, in fact. Her name is Yasna. She tried to kill me, but you managed to scare her off. She should be nearby. At that, the vampire hunters took off to hunt my sister. I betrayed her for my own life. Coward. You coward! Yasna yelled when she found me after barely escaping the vampire hunters alive. You'll pay for this. I've never been able to match her in fighting capability. She won handedly, even while healing from numerous wounds. I am writing this in the final page of my diary. I am not dead. That would have been a mercy. Mercy I do not deserve. I am locked in a solid steel box, chucked into the bottom of the ocean, never to be found again. I'm going to go to sleep, hopefully never to wake. I see the faces of all those I killed, just so I could live one more day, one more moment. Why? Did I actually want to live, or was I just scared? Probably the latter. I have lived the life of a fool and a coward. Even this end is too kind. Good night. All right. That's it. That is 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. We have finished. There are many more prompts, So we ended on prompt, 74? Let's have a quick look to see how many more prompts there are. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get the PDF up, because that's going to be a lot easier, and I'll share that. Give me one sec. Where is it? Solo 1,000-Year-Old Vampire PDF. Open. Cool. Let's see if I can share that. Properties. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. So this is the actual PDF. Now if this page loads, let's go to show sidebar. I'm sorry that my computer is so slow. It is ridiculous. Hopefully the quality of the live stream's still alright, even though it's slow loading. But yeah. Right. Is there any way to make this better? I don't think so. So let's go down to the end, page 95, if I can scroll that far. Let's see what's here, or wherever this stops. Again, I'm sorry about this. The computer's just slow. It'll take a moment. So yeah, this is actually past where all the prompts are. This seems to be some ideas, maybe? I don't know. Let's have a look. I've actually... let's try continuous scroll. That might be a bit better. I've not read this book cover to cover because I've never wanted to spoil it for myself. Continuous scroll. There we go. Hopefully this loads. Additional prompts. Yeah. So these are prompts that can just be kind of like if you need to like a quick idea. Then here are some prompts, and here, what's here? Alternative ending prompts. You intentionally withdraw to a place so secluded no one will ever find you. You stay there for so long that you forget that humanity exists. What occupies your time? The game is over. Though your body continues a perfect machine, your mind takes in all it can and slowly crumbles to dust. What do you leave behind? The game is over. The mortal world thoroughly destroys itself, and you remain. A powerful figure standing over the wreckage. What happened? What do you do now with your time? The game is over. So these are alternative endings, basically, which is quite interesting. As I said, like this is past where all the prompts are, right? This game, I reckon you could play this 100 times and you wouldn't get the same story. You wouldn't get the same character. That's what I find so amazing about it. Let alone like all the art and the collages of like all the stamps here. They're just amazing. Alternate starting prompts. Wow. Okay. And there's so many more prompts here as well. There's more there. More here. So if we want to do it again, you can do these alternative prompts, going from, say, like prompt 1, and do these ones instead of the main page ones. So that's amazing. Oh, what's that? That's horrifying. What are you? Your head's not loading, but that's... Oh my goodness. To be enjoyed in place of regular prompts, save your original prompt page and use one of these in place of that number. Not all of these have multiple entries. These aren't in any particular chronicle order. Proceed with caution. Some of these might be odd or repetitive or nonsensical. Some might break the rules or be unclear. Just roll with it. Okay, so how many prompts do you actually get to? 80. You translate yourself into a higher plane. What does this mean? Okay. But yeah, you can see where this scroll bar is. That's like barely halfway through the entire book. Wow. So if I scroll down to the bottom, let's see how much further these prompts continue down. So these are all messages from the creator, Tim Hutchings. If you want to read, I'll scroll so then It's pretty much all on the screen. But I highly recommend you purchase this game for yourself if you've enjoyed what we've done in these 3 live streams. I'd say, by all means, go for it. Here's a little sheet that you can print out with your memory, skills, resources, characters, and marks. I do recommend using your own, creating it how you like, a character record. This is a game to play in a notebook on a large white wall. That would be cool. Having like a massive chalkboard, something like this, and having all of your notes put on there, and you have to that would be very, very interesting. And these are all different images. Now, when I was reading information about the Kickstarter for his next book, I don't know if that's true about this one, but for the next book, he's genuinely taken loads of old antique pictures, notes, notebooks that have been forgotten about, that people seemingly don't care about, by him able to get them from scrap heaps or being able to get them for very cheap, and he's ripped them up and put them in all these collages. I'm not sure if that's what was happened for this book. I'll have to do some research. But it is very interesting. So yeah, Appendix 6 play examples. General multiplayer rules. Okay, I didn't know there was any multiplayer rules. That's interesting. If I had anyone to play this game with, I'd have a look at it. But yeah, as you can see, there's so much to this book. There's over 180 different pages with all this beautiful artwork. So yeah, I'm going to leave that here. I genuinely hope you guys have enjoyed this. Highly recommend the game. If you've enjoyed this, get this or wait until the next game is released, which is So You've Met a 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. The Kickstarter has just closed, actually. It closed 2 days ago, I believe, as of recording this. So unfortunately, if you were interested, you've missed your chance, but I reckon you'll be able to buy it from the Tim Hutchings store once it is fully released in early 2025, I believe it will be. It will be a game of a similar scale, but you will be playing a mortal. You might be playing a cursed immortal, but you will have met a 1,000-year-old vampire. Maybe when I play it, we might be one of the unfortunate people that has met Jacques and met him in the millennia that has been unwritten between when we met Jasna and when we died by her own hand. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed it today. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more of this stuff, if you want me to do another playthrough of this, please leave a comment down below and give this video a like. If you want to see me do some update videos and some some kind of creation videos of my prop shard blade from the Stormlight Archive, Adolin Colin's shard blade. It is going to be 1.5 meters from tip to pommel. This is the first time me making something pretty much of this style, of this scale and style. Previously, I've only done kind of like small little dioramas, mini paintings and all that sort of stuff. But I'd love to document this. If anyone's got any tips on how to make things like this, I'd love any recommendations you have. I'm going to use high density EVA foam. I'm just going to use simple Scalpel, simple paints. I've got some PVA paints that I'll work with well with porous material, so I was going to do that as a primer when I finish the thing, and I was probably going to see if I can use EVA as like a cement glue. I'll do some more research in the meantime. But thanks for watching this, and I'll see you guys